Hello everyone, I am Laethas and welcome back to another video, and today I have another Should You Buy video, and this is Should You Buy Parasyte by Hitoshi Iwaaki, and this is an 8-volume series put out by Kodansha Comics. And these volumes each run around, or well, they don't run around, they run at $11 US. So at 8 volumes, this series is going to run you $88 retail if you decide to pick it up all retail. And also keep in mind that these volumes are slightly thicker than your average volume, so you do get more story per volume than your average series. But this series was written I think in the the late 80s, early 90s, around that time. Maybe it was the mid 80s. So it's an old series. It recently got a reprint by Kodansha. And it also recently got an anime adaptation. Now, my personal opinion is that the anime adaptation is better, but if you have not watched the anime, you should the manga is definitely a good series to read. Now, to take a look at the artwork, you can definitely tell that it's old. So just by the art style, the way the panels are laid out, you can definitely tell that this is an older series. But the artwork is still very good nonetheless. And the main thrust of this series is we have our main character. He gets infected with an alien, sort of parasitic alien type thing. It's called Parasyte. And it basically takes over his arm, and it is now living inside of his body. And along with that, there are other parasitic organisms that are all trying to kill each other, and they need to eat people to sort of survive. So we have a lot of murders going on, a lot of bad things happening, and our main character is the only one who has sort of remained control over his body in the beginning, because the parasite did not take over his brain, it only took over his arm. But this series is very, very gory. It has very interesting psychological, philosophical concepts that go along with it. What does it mean to be human? Other things like that. So if you're looking for a series that is going to make you sort of think about things, then this is definitely one that I would recommend picking up. Again, you do get a lot of story per volume. And the only negative about this specific release is that the corners sort of wear very easily because this is a matte finish instead of a sort of laminate finish on the outside of the book. But my opinions on Parasyte, I definitely enjoyed my reading of Parasyte. Unfortunately, if you have the option to watch the anime, I think the anime does the series a lot better and sort of explores the concepts in a much better way, considering that it came out more recently and the sort of setting is more modern, whereas this is obviously set a long time, or not necessarily a long time ago, but like 30, wait, let me do the math here. Yeah, it's been like 30 years since this series came out, so it's been a while ago. So, yeah, the anime is more modern, produced by Madhouse, and they did a fantastic job. The opening alone is phenomenal. But, yeah, if you have the option to watch the anime, I would recommend doing so, and then if you enjoyed it a lot, then I would recommend you picking up the manga. But if you don't have the option to watch the anime, then this is definitely a series I would advise you picking up. It is a very, very strong series, and sort of one of the original seinen series that came out. One of the larger, more popular series, and sort of started a whole thing. There are 2 volumes coming, well, one is already out, and one is coming out in November. That would be Neo Parasyte F and Neo Parasyte M, sort of anthology comics, one written by shoujo and josei authors, and the other written by shonen and seinen authors, set in the Parasyte universe, and it's basically a collection of short stories. So this series definitely has a lot of clout, definitely very well known, and one I would even recommend if you're starting a collection, so long as you don't mind the sort of body gore and stuff like that. But yes, this is a very good series. If you're looking for a series that's older, sort of like more of a classical feel, you want to see where sort of certain manga got its roots, then this is one I would recommend picking up. Again, you'll see this, it's very popular, you'll see this in a lot of people's collections, and it also has very high scores on aggregator sites. Definitely a series I recommend. And just another flip through the art. You know, it is old, you can tell by the paneling, the way characters are drawn, but, you know, it's not bad, it's very, very good artwork. I don't think it holds up to modern artworks, but certainly very good. Now, concerns, it kind of, you can tell sort of towards the mid-section to the late section that this was not fully fleshed out from the very beginning. Some things are a little choppy and inconsistent in places, and I feel that the anime sort of irons a lot of those creases out, but you can sort of feel them in the manga, and you can even see in his afterwards that he was sort of piecing things together slightly as he was going along. So I noticed that, you might not, because it's not very obvious, but I can definitely tell. But that is definitely not a reason to not read this series. Very good. And yeah, if you are looking for a manga with a more classic feel, pick it up. Definitely one of the more well-known series. But yes, as I've said before, this is released by Kodansha. It's sort of got its own special release format, but it's still at their $11 price point, which is their standard volume price point, and it is 8 volumes. So $11 per, $88 for the whole series retail. You can probably find it for a lot less online. You might even be able to find it on eBay for like $40 maybe? $40 might be too cheap, but you can probably find it much, much cheaper than $88. But yes, that will do it for this video. If you have any specific questions, comments, concerns relating to the series specifically, sort of more nuanced question, or you are very interested but you know, might not have a lot of money to spend on manga, and so you want to make every purchase as good as it can be, so you want to ask like nuanced questions, stuff like that, leave those in the comments down below. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and share, and if you'd like to keep up with all of my content, you can hit that subscribe button. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I am Laethas. Goodbye.